We are live now. All right. So hi, everybody. I am Rachel Rojala with Remax Allegiance, and I have a fun show for you today. Wanted to talk to Michaela Nuckels of Simply Magical Vacations. And I know I've been looking forward to this because I think we can all appreciate the thought of a vacation and dreaming about one, right? Especially right now. And it's always a nice distraction. So welcome, Michaela, and cheers. Michaela and I have our fun little cocktails here. I can't tell where they go.
I know, like
to just add to the mood. So anyway, so that's what Michaela does. She helps people meet their dreams when it comes to vacations. And you want to just tell us a little bit about that and what your job entails?
Yeah, so I am a travel advisor with Simply Magical Vacations. I've been with them a little over 6 years and started out kind of as a hobby, but has grown into my career, and I really love it. Just helping families make memories together is my passion, and I think that those memories are priceless, and I just feel like an advocate for travel, and spending money on vacations is priceless because of those memories that you make together. So
Yeah, absolutely. And so, I mean, obviously the travel industry was hit really hard and really fast once this virus came to the US. And so how has that affected? I mean, obviously it's affected you, but were you able to continue anything at all? Or are there certain, did everything just come to a complete screech?
yeah, it's kind of come in phases, I guess. So I was really busy in March with changes of travel dates, cancellations, and things like that. Just taking it kind of a day at a time, and as cruises or resorts to vacation suppliers announced closures or extended closures, working with my clients that were booked for those dates and to see what we could do. And that has kind of slowed down a lot now, just because travel completely came to a standstill, and little by little there's some people that are still, we're planning to travel in May, and we've had to change that. But it has definitely been slow, and that's sad for me because I love helping people with vacations and hearing about their trips when they return and everything. But it's been a blessing too, because I didn't know I'd have to teach my kids. So I have had time. Yeah. And I've also just put an emphasis on my social media. A lot of people are out there online with the extra time at home, and I've tried to provide some like fun activities at home, virtual vacations, and ideas that you can do, recipes to try and things like that. A lot of vacation suppliers out there are providing some fun activities from home, so I just share those with my clients. And until we can travel and for real,
Right.
then we are doing it virtually. So it's still fun.
That's great. Yeah, it gives people, we're all home, so it gives us good things to do. And obviously, so, people make these trips, I would imagine, quite a ways in advance in a lot of cases. So when this happened, was it cancellations, or did people just defer to a later date, or how does that work? Because I would imagine you're doing, you obviously don't go on the trip with them, so you've done all your work up to this point, and you're probably pretty much done, and then they're not going. So, but do you refund their money? I'm sorry.
Yeah, everybody kind of has a different feeling right now. So some people have kept to their dates as long as they can until their cruise was actually canceled or their resort closed, and then rescheduled for a later date. Some people pushed way back ahead of time, thinking this may not happen, or I may not feel comfortable traveling. So we've pushed vacations to the fall and winter, and then even some in 2021. specifically some cruise itineraries. I've had a couple clients that have just booked the same cruise itinerary in the same week next year because they wanted to do that same timing. Spring break, a lot of that was spring break cruises and vacations during that time. They just said, we'll do it next spring break. So I've also had cancellations too, and some people that have canceled saying we want to wait and see how everything unfolds, and then when we feel comfortable, we'll rebook. So it's a little bit of everything.
Great. Well, it's at least, and what are there any predictions as far as, I mean, I know here we're in Virginia, here in Oklahoma, but we're having different, each state is kind of different as far as what we're hearing as far as loosening up on some of the restrictions and such. Have you heard anything as far as travel and
everything I've heard right now is speculation. So nothing really official. I think it's hard to say for anyone right now. I know even like going back to school in the fall, we don't know what's going to happen. And so it's the same with travel. It's hard to say. I do think that, I mean, I know that, for example, Disney World in Florida, they've already started making plans for a phased reopening. So May 20th, Disney Springs will open. That's just a shopping and dining entertainment area. And so I expect the parks to open after that, and parks and resort. There's a lot of nothing official from Disney, but a lot of thinking that maybe they'll require masks. We don't know. Maybe they'll only have a certain amount of people allowed in, so they limit capacity and can have more social distancing. Maybe they won't have like fireworks shows and parades where people are like crowded together watching. Some of these things they started with the reopening of Disney Shanghai. So we've seen a lot of that, wondering if maybe Disney World will have some of the same guidelines when they reopen. Right now they're taking reservations. They haven't canceled any reservations in June. So we don't know if maybe they have met capacity or what they want to be capacity for June, but they are taking new reservations still for July and after. Okay. The cruise lines, a lot of them have different dates where they've closed through. Some of them are through June 30th. Some of them are earlier in June. I have a cruise booked with my colleagues in June on Royal Caribbean. They haven't canceled it yet. I have some clients sailing Royal later in June, and they've already received their travel documents. So we're thinking maybe they're going to start. I anticipate some of the cruise lines will be the last to reopen as far as the travel industry. But that's just my guess.
Yeah, well, that would be understandable. So what's kind of your feel as to the temperature of the vacation market when we are all free? Do you think it's just gonna, I mean, I have a feeling just like with the hair salons and everything else, it's gonna just go wild.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Yeah. I think there will be some people that still are cautious. I think it's kind of going back to how people handled their vacation plans and canceling or changing dates. The same kind of thing when we go back to being able to travel again. Some people will probably wait it out and see what others go on vacation. Does anything happen to them? I don't know. So, but yeah, I feel like everybody's gonna need a vacation after this. I know I do. Exactly. So I'm hoping that there's a wave of travel bookings. I am booking. Some people have already booked for later this year and next year. And the good thing is that all of these cruise lines and resorts are being super lenient with their policies and allowing cancellations and rebookings because of these circumstances. Mm-hmm. So you're not losing any money. In fact, some of them extra credit more than you would have paid for a future cruise credit, or extra onboard credit, like hundreds of dollars that you wouldn't have had before. So it is really nice what they're doing, especially considering they're losing money right now while they can't operate.
Sure. And so what's that?
There will be some benefits to traveling once we can. Yeah.
That'll be nice. And so you mentioned Disney. You do a lot of Disney, I know. in Sandals Resorts. And do you handle any type of, tell me a little bit about your role as why people come to you and why that's the way to go as opposed to picking up the phone and trying to order a ticket somewhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. So travel advisors are so beneficial because it makes your whole planning process stress free. There to do everything for you or as little as you want. Some people like the planning process, and that's great. So I just book their vacation and they take it from there. Some people want me to do everything down to a detailed itinerary, but I'm like your one-stop shop. Like if you're going to do a cruise, I can book your cruise, arrange your flights, your transportation from the airport, if you need a hotel the night before or after. So you're not having to go through all the different routes to plan your whole vacation, because I work with all the suppliers and can put your whole vacation together for you. So it saves you time, it saves you money, because I know all the best deals and I have relationships with all the vacation suppliers and know all of the discounts available to find the best rate for you. And I also advocate for my clients. So if something does happen like this, I'm on the phone for hours, and you don't have to do that. I'm talking to your vacation supplier, talking to your travel insurance company, and making sure everything's taken care of and that you get your money's worth. So I think that's kind of just the expertise also that I offer, because I'm trained in all different destinations and have experienced firsthand a lot of it. So I can answer all questions and everything. So
yeah. So when everybody is ready to book your next trip, don't forget to call Michaela. And I have is this Michaela at simplymagicalvacations.com here, their phone number. And yeah, remember to do that so you can support those small businesses too, but also get your big trips in. So
absolutely.
Thanks a lot, Michaela. I appreciate you coming out.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks
for now. And it was nice to talk to you. Do you have anything else you wanted to add before we?
I don't think so. I mean, yeah, whenever you feel ready, I'm booking. So for later this year, next year, my phone number, email is there at the bottom. Also on Facebook, Simply Magical Vacations by Michaela. And I would love to help you create magical memories for your family.
Sounds great. Thanks. Cheers, Michaela.